Welcome back to Slightly Based. Today I'm talking about CANDYMAN.
CANDYMAN.
Not that one. Speaking of that, I went into this not really knowing much about the movie, and so I figured since it's called CANDYMAN, I thought it was a reboot or a remake of the original. It's not. It's a sequel to the first movie, which already has a sequel, so I don't really know. Halloween did the same exact thing, so I had no idea it was a sequel to the original. Before we get going here, I just want to say I can't really relate to an emotional level of some of the themes or things that they talk about in the movie, because this movie talks a lot about whitewashing of communities and black culture and art a lot, and I'm not very knowledgeable on the subject, so they were very on the nose with a lot of these things, to the point where some of the conversations I didn't find natural, because I don't think people talk to each other like that, the way that these characters talk, which is fine. It wasn't like too in your face, but it was definitely there, which is fine. I think it's cool that this movie talks about that stuff and kind of exposes it. I'm just not knowledgeable enough to really give my opinion on it. While it's very upfront and kind of clear as day with the messages and themes of the movie, the actual story left me really confused at the end, which I don't think is an uncommon thought or feeling from what I've read online and heard in reviews. Most of this movie felt like it was building and building and building and building different stories and things, and there's loose ends, and then it just kind of falls flat for me. The ending didn't, I don't know. I don't even know, like, if I wanted to spoil the movie, I don't think I could, because I don't know what really happened. And I don't know, maybe as soon as I walked out, the Men in Black hit me with the memory loser thing. This movie was just a joy to watch. The visuals and the cinematography and the cast were just beautiful. Also, with it being CANDYMAN, there's tons of usage of mirrors and reflections all over the place. For a horror movie, I would say this was not very scary. There were some creepy moments, but I wouldn't say it ever scared me. There's a lot of body horror stuff in this movie, with like he's picking off scabs and whatever the phobia is, where there's like holes. You know what I'm talking about? Like almost like pores. You know, what's it called? I'll put it up here. A lot of body horror stuff, but it's nothing that really like made me piss my pants scared, which kind of sucks, because I really wanted this to be like a really scary movie, but for me it just wasn't. Also, like the whole movie, I was just trying to figure out like where it's gonna go, or like what it's trying to do with the story, but it just felt like they would introduce these different things, and then new characters would show up, and then it just felt like the story was like and it just never went anywhere. The story is very forgettable. The main thing that you would remember is the themes and messages and what it's trying to say. I will say I kind of wish I had seen the original before this one, now knowing that it was a sequel to the original. I wish I would have seen the first one, because I think that would have helped me kind of understand what was going on more. But you definitely don't need to see the first one, but I think it would help at least a little bit. So if you're gonna see this, maybe watch a recap or watch the first one. But I think that's about it. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. It's a good movie. I liked it. It's forgettable. It's whatever. But yeah, I think that's about it. See ya.